It's time for our mock draft tracker brought to you by Crestron. Only about 3 weeks, Matthew Sytak, away from the 2025 NFL draft. It is coming quickly, and some familiar names popping up for the Giants with the third overall pick. We had a lot of quarterbacks the last couple of weeks. No quarterbacks this week for the mock draft tracker. So let's start with Eric Edholm and Bucky Brooks, our colleagues over at NFL.com. They both have the Giants selecting two-way monster Travis Hunter out of Colorado. I wonder if all the teams are going to see him the same way, cornerback or wide receiver, but we know one thing. He could do both pretty well.
Yeah, Brian Daboll said that at the annual meeting just this week, that they've been evaluating him both as a cornerback and a wide receiver. And when you look at the film at both positions, you see he is at the top, if not at the very top of both of those position rankings, because he is an absolute unicorn. As a corner, he is just a lockdown corner. He's a ball hawk, 7 interceptions over his 2 seasons at Colorado. And then on the other side, he's an explosive wide receiver, nearly 100 receptions, over 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. The guy can do it all. Doesn't matter what position he lines up at. The guy looks like he has a star in the making.
I'll tell you, it'll be very tough for Brian Daboll not to want him use him on offense significantly this year, given his explosive ability. And the Giants have a pretty full cornerback room now after signing Paulson and Debo in the offseason. So how the Giants manage that, I think, will be very, very interesting. All right, let's go to Charles Davis over at NFL.com. He has the Giants selecting Abdul Carter, the edge rusher out of Penn State. A lot to talk about with him. His first year as an edge rusher this year for the Nittany Lions. Played mostly off-ball linebacker until this year, was a great blitzer. But now that he was full-time on the edge, Matt, 12 sacks this year. Where's Micah Parsons' number? Looks like Micah Parsons rushing the passer out there. He is a special dynamic pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to look too far back in Giants history to see that you could just never have enough pass rushers. Those 2 Super Bowl teams had 3 elite pass rushers going. So adding Abdul Carter to Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau would give the Giants perhaps the best edge group in the NFL, and if not the best, up there. I mean, that he's just an explosive pass rusher. As you mentioned, it's hard not to see shades of Micah Parsons when you're looking at his film.
24 tackles for loss as well. The question with Abdul Carter that all NFL teams have to investigate are the injuries. He was not able to go at Penn State's pro day because of shoulder injury. There was the announcement from his agent at the combine that they found an issue with his foot. So that's something NFL teams will be keeping a close eye on as we head towards the NFL draft at the end of April. For Matthew Sytak, I'm John Schmuck. That's your mock draft tracker brought to you by Crestron.